Welcome to WTF Wednesday, and Batman is back, and Batman and I are trying something new. We are sitting next to each other. Let me just tell you, this alone is probably more challenging than trying to put together the actual show. But we want to welcome you to WTF Wednesday. Today, if you are catching the replay, thank you so much for finding us. If there's anything that you find useful, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And today we're going to be talking about the breaking news that is happening with the SBA and basically the total WTF that we've been talking about for about 3 months that we've been actually doing this show. So stay tuned. And in the end, actually, if you stay to the end, we're going to be telling you about a little new thing we have available that you can find on our website to help some people that have not really done well through this COVID crisis. We have a little bit of a tool that we would love for you to check out on our website. So stay tuned, and here we go.
That's not to say there were not glitches, and there are still glitches happening.
Welcome to WTF Wednesday, where every week we talk about stupid that we've encountered that you should try to avoid. Okay, we're back, and we have a new microphone. So if you can hear us, can you just let us know, put a thumbs up or type in the comments? Want to say hey to Tim, our regular viewer every week, and my BFF since 7th grade, Lori. Hello, Lori Vanderhart. Nice to see you. Glad you guys can make it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for saying hi. And speaking of, since we're trying new things today with sitting next to each other and our new mic, I am going to put up our little ticker to say, please let us know that you're here with us and say hi and let us know from where you are joining. You see how my proper grammar? Oh,
and take a minute to subscribe to us. If you're watching us right now on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell, ding, 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 so you get notification, because we've got a lot of great content coming up in the next few weeks, especially about
PPP forgiveness. Yeah, that's going to be its own situation. So we have some breaking news. Trevor, why don't you take it away? Hello, Vince Capoletti. Oh, hello, my gosh. Vince. So great to see you. And thank you for subscribing to our channel, Vince, and finding me on LinkedIn. Hello, Elisa, and everyone at Cafe Realty. Thanks for being here. And again, if you're joining us on the replay, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you finding us. So thank you so much. So Trevor, breaking news. What did we find yesterday?
We found almost detailed guidance from the SBA about how to use the money that you got from the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, also known as EIDL.
Well, I would just like to say to the SBA, what the WTF? Our whole show was about how there is no guidance, and all of a sudden they came up with guidance.
Yeah, we created the topic for today's show, WTF Wednesday, a couple of weeks ago. And the bullet points literally that I sent to Linda says, throughout the COVID crisis so far, business owners have been left to fend for themselves when it comes to getting accurate information and guidance from the SBA. These business owners are relegated to conversations on the phone with SBA agents because there's no detailed information on the SBA website until this week. Breaking news. But what's interesting about it, Linda Ray, if you could call up the SBA website so we can have a look at that.
Oh, okay. So, this is my first time sharing. So let's see how I do.
She's not kidding.
I am not kidding.
Share her fruit smoothie shakes with me.
Actually, so do you know what? Tim is laughing right now because there was a share button and now there's no share button. Oh, bloody hell.
I'll have coffee while you look for the share button. Lori, this is your cup. I'm drinking.
I had it in the test. I did a test in the green room.
From your Star Wars cup. Oh, yeah.
So insert more sound effects.
Okay. So in the absence of the sharing
and on
the SBA website, which we will share later on. We'll get a slide together.
I have a link.
So on the SBA website, it does give a kind of one paragraph on how to utilize the SBA EIDL funds. But in the great tradition of the SBA administrators, and I'm talking about CONUNDRUM and the people at the top of the pile, because our experience with the SBA agents on the front lines all during the crisis has been spectacular. We love those folks. They are amazing. They're enthusiastic and energetic in their attempts to get money into your hands as a business owner. But at the top of the pile, the folks running the thing, you know, the ones who create the directives and so forth, this new guidance, which tells you how to use your EIDL funds, not so clear. I'd like to refer you back to our WTF Wednesday video a couple of weeks ago, where we discussed what we think our opinion is, our professional opinion, as to what's reasonable use of SBA EIDL.
Oh, yes. That
funds.
was, I think that was 2 weeks ago. How to spend your EIDL money video. Please check out our video in our WTF Wednesday playlist on YouTube.
And we'll put that slide up, I hope, in the replay. But
no, we won't.
No, we won't. Okay.
This is live, baby.
What do I know? I know how to operate a calculator. By the way, this calculator right here, which is still it's a little wonky, a little broken. It's a solar calculator, but it still works. And I bought this calculator my first week in the mortgage business in 1989. 1989. At the beginning of my 30-year career as a mortgage banker.
By the way, Trevor is having
I have put many
big birthday this year. Don't do the math on 1989. Yeah. Look, did you see he was shaking a little bit?
That's because I'm so close to you and you smell good.
Oh, well, you know. We should sit together more often.
Let's go back to the EIDL. So the guidance on the SBA website about how to use the funds generally says it's very general, and it's you know, about covering expenses through the disaster, you know, payroll, as long as that doesn't conflict with your time period for PPP utilization.
I recall that's for you right there.
Utilities. Right there. And, you know, debts that, you know, debt servicing. That's it. I mean, it's very vague. And we know when we speak to business owners, they ask us, well, listen, you know, my truck died. I need to buy another truck. Can I use the EIDL money for that? You know, we're not SBA representatives, but we go by what we believe is the best way to answer this question, the SBA, if you were ever audited, which is reasonable utilization. Because the COVID crisis and the EIDL program applied to the COVID crisis is like no other disaster that anybody else has experienced. And the EIDL, which previously and continues to be actually going forward used for things like tornadoes, wildfires, and big shout out to all of our friends and our fellow Americans out there on the West Coast of the United States. God bless. And in Alabama right now with the storm. The EIDL program, you know, was designed for specific disasters that have a beginning, you know, and an end. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. A beginning and an end. But with COVID, we don't have that horizon ending for the event. So that's why our advice to our clients all along has been, you know, in our opinion, use the funds within reasonable manner. The stories are already coming out about the criminals who are creating fraud rings. The massive fraud is happening. People buying Lamborghinis and Rolexes and such. You know, we've had more than a few conversations with folks who are terrified to use the funds. And in the absence of any guidance, which even with the SBA rolling out an FAQ on their website this week, is still very vague.
I think, you know, it's even if they're trying to appease some of the confusion and acquiesce to people complaining, it's still going to beget more questions and more confusion, because this is a complicated matter. This is beyond anything anyone's ever been through. including the SBA
Well,
and
that's
including
why
the
I
SBA
wish that
leadership.
SBA administration would take the time to consider what you are worrying about out there on the front lines of the COVID pandemic and lockdowns, and your businesses. I just ran over to Dunkin' Donuts real quick, hoping to get a sandwich, and our local Dunkin' Donuts here in New Milford, where our office is located, says temporarily closed. We know several of you, many of you out there are experiencing that type of thing. So how do you use EIDL monies if your business is temporarily closed, if you're brick and mortar, or if you can't send your salespeople out on the street to make sales calls or attend networking events? That's why we want to apply the principle of reasonableness. Should you call the SBA for guidance? So there was a YouTube video we came across some months ago, and this young woman was blowing her mind out of frustration to get an answer about certain aspects of EIDL. And she said that she made 15 phone calls and spoke to 15 different SBA agents and got 15 different answers. Now, that has not been our experience, but we have a different way of asking questions based upon my mortgage lending background and dealing with government loans.
You've been doing government loans for 30 years. You kind of know how to navigate the system. And in previous videos, I don't remember the name of the one where you actually gave some tips on how to talk to them, using their name frequently, being nice. You get bees with honey.
I don't know that we've done that one yet. I think that's something we talked about doing.
Ooh, sneak preview.
That's a sneak preview of we are going to do a video how to call an SBA agent and speak to them. But again, we have to call them out. And Tim Sohn, by the way, this is all your fault that I keep belaboring this point, because you encouraged me the first time I called out Congress for not having a stimulus package. And by the way, Linda, WTF Wednesday, still
no package,
stimulus,
no second stimulus.
A group of centrist, bipartisan House representatives got together and released a $1.5 trillion package outlined yesterday. Nancy Pelosi said that the House will stay in Washington,
not going
through
anywhere.
the election until they've got a package. Awesome news that there seems to be a little movement on that logjam, but there's no stimulus package, and we are calling them to account. But more important, in today's WTF, we're calling Ms. Carranza and the administration of SBA to task for not instructing their agents and not putting it on the website on how to give more specific guidance to business owners.
The share screen is right here, which is great timing, because now we can go to...
I'll share some coffee with myself in the meantime.
The share screen, because it's right here. Let's share it with you. So this is, if you see up top, the SBA.gov funding programs / coronavirus relief.
So you want to click right here on injury disaster loans.
On the COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here we have the purpose, use of proceeds. And here we go, right here, use of proceeds, right? Working capital and normal operating expenses. Example, continuation of healthcare benefits, rent, utilities, fixed debt payments.
Well, they put something in writing, so that's good news.
Yeah, well, that's not necessarily good news.
Oh.
Because if you are audited by the SBA, and if you do not have all your ducks in a row, and your I's dotted and T's crossed, and documentation on how you, in the absence of guidance up to this point, use the monies, and you're sitting across the table from an SBA rep, and if that SBA rep opens up today's FAQ page,
right, they're only going to go by that.
Maybe. We don't know.
No one knows.
Again, we don't know.
Can I go squirrel and just be a tiny bit tangential with the fact that...
Go squirrel, because I get to drink more coffee.
Right. So we're dealing with the fact there's no stimulus package, no second package, confusion with the EIDL, no guidance from the SBA. Dare I say that we should be setting up our October to at least start prepping people for the PPP forgiveness, because that's going to be
I dare you to say it, Linda. I dare you. Batman dares you to say it. Say it, woman.
That's going to be another layer of WTF, which is why, again, I will digress that this particular series, WTF Wednesday, was supposed to be a myriad of business topics for business owners navigating these times with business. But it's been all about disaster financing and everything about financing so a business can survive.
Well,
in
the
this
disaster is
climate.
ongoing.
And it's
and
ongoing.
now there's more disasters with the wildfires and,
Yeah.
and the tropical storms and hurricanes. And so we are going to be coming back in October, as Linda said. We've been speaking about it with our clients for quite a few months, but we anticipate launching our PPP forgiveness program on October 15th, which will be a flat fee product that will enable us to assist you as a business owner to, we'll collect all the documents, we'll have questionnaires and so forth, so we can navigate the PPP forgiveness process and get you as a business owner the best result on forgiveness. In addition, included in our fee will be a service where we're going to go to your lender and negotiate a longer term on the remainder of your PPP that was not forgiven. Because initially it was the 24 months, but now you can negotiate to extend that to 5 years, to 60 months. So
the other thing before we close the show, since I promised we were going to share something new in the face of adversity and crisis with different business owners trying to navigate, Trevor, it was a joint effort, but Trevor wrote his first ebook. And this ebook, it's a nice, easy, short, quick read. But it's something he's been counseling hundreds of people after seeing thousands of credit reports. The ebook is Rebuilding Your Credit After Bankruptcy. Now, we're not celebrating this because if you need this, this is not good news by any stretch. If you don't need it, but you know someone who may need it, then this is a really informative, comprehensive, step-by-step ebook that can be found on our website, auroraconsulting.biz. And you can download it. It'll be right coming to your inbox with the ebook. And
we hope that you don't need it.
Yeah.
But we wanted to get it out there now for folks to understand. By the way, my personal and professional opinion is that bankruptcy is not a bad thing. It's not at all a bad thing. It's a fresh start. And most people approach it with that negative aspect.
This is what I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why, because it may not be a bad thing by the time you resolve in that it's a solution for you to have a fresh start. But getting to the point of the decision of filing for bankruptcy and then what it took to get you to a point of having to feel that or understand that as a solution, that's emotional for people.
I feel like paraphrasing Harrison Ford in the movie Blade Runner. Emotions. You're talking about emotions. Because that's what you're talking about, is the emotional component of bankruptcy. Once you get over that hump, bankruptcy is a legitimate exercise, a legitimate tool to assist you to clean the slate. And here's the thing. We want to get the book out there now because sadly, with COVID, with wildfires, with tropical storms and hurricanes. I mean, we had a tornado here in Connecticut a few weeks ago. We had no power for six days. With these disasters, there's going to be bankruptcies.
I want a refund on 2020. That's
should
all
understand
I gotta say about
it's not a terrible thing, and it's a legitimate tool. And yes, there's the emotional hump you have to get over. But once you do, please download our ebook, share it with your friends, colleagues, coworkers, employees. Because if someone
share the link to get it, because we're in the email list building mode for the marketers out there who understand.
You have to sign up with your email list to get it. But the point is, it's comprehensive instructions on how to rebuild credit, and it is not as difficult as you would think. Most people think bankruptcy, what a horrible blemish on my life. It's not so terrible, and it is much easier to recover and rebuild your credit history post-bankruptcy than you think it is. I've seen it. Yeah. And I've also seen, part of the reason we wrote the book is I've seen folks I've had one day, I remember having two credit reports in front of me, and on the left was a credit report of a guy who had just filed bankruptcy 6, 7, 8 months before discharge. Discharge means completed bankruptcy. And next to that was another credit report of someone who had a good credit history. The bankruptcy fellow had a higher credit score than the person who did not have bankruptcy.
Yeah.
This is one of those confusing things about credit.
Well,
that
that's
we
why
try to
Trevor wrote the book.
clear up
I
in our
just
book.
made it look nice, in its format and pictures and
I'm Batman.
stuff.
This is
Anyway,
I'm Trevor.
I'm Linda Ray. Thank you so much for joining us. Please visit our website, www.auroraconsulting.biz. Download our new ebook. Share the link to get the ebook and join us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's YouTube, Linda Ray and Trevor.
That's Linda Ray. I'm Trevor.
Yes.
Just in case there's any confusion.
And everyone, please be safe out there. Have a
Be
great
careful.
Wednesday. And we will see you next week, every Wednesday, 11:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.